Have you ever dreamed of exploring the world, visiting iconic landmarks, or attending an important international event? For many, it's as simple as booking a flight. But for millions of Africans, that dream is often crushed by a single document, their passport. Today, we're diving deep into the African Passport Challenge, a hidden struggle that affects millions of travelers every year. Let's start with the basics: visa restrictions. If you hold a passport from a European country like Germany or Spain, you can waltz into over 180 countries without a visa. Now, compare that to someone with a Nigerian or Congolese passport. They have visa-free access to fewer than 50 countries. This isn't just about holidays. It's about limited access to global opportunities for business, education, and even family reunions. The freedom of movement we hear so much about feels like a distant fantasy. Now imagine you decide to brave the process. The first hurdle? The fees. To apply for a Schengen or UK visa, you're looking at spending anywhere from $100 to $200. And that's just the start. You'll also pay extra service fees to processing centers like VFS or TLS. But here's the kicker. These fees are almost always non-refundable. So, if your visa is denied, your money is gone. Poof. And that S before we even talk about the money you've already spent on non-refundable flight reservations and hotel bookings, which many embassies require as proof of your travel plans. It's a high-stakes gamble where the house almost always wins. So, you've paid the fees and submitted your application. What are your chances? Well, they're not great. African travelers face staggeringly high rejection rates, sometimes as high as 30 to 50%, depending on the embassy and your nationality. You could have a great job, a stable income, and a formal invitation from a company or university, and still get rejected. The reasons given are often vague and frustratingly subjective, like insufficient ties to your home country or doubts about your intention to return. It feels less like a fair assessment and more like a game of chance based on suspicion and bias. To even get to the rejection stage, you first have to survive the paperwork marathon. The list of required documents is endless. We're talking several months of bank statements, letters from your employer, proof of property ownership, detailed travel itineraries, invitation letters, and even birth certificates of your family members to prove your ties. It's an exhausting and emotionally draining process. The underlying message is clear: we don't trust you. Meanwhile, travelers from Western nations often bypass this entire ordeal, sometimes just showing their passport at the border. The double standard is glaring. And let's talk about time. The entire process moves at a snail's pace. First, you might have to wait weeks or even months just to get a visa appointment. After you've submitted your mountain of paperwork, the waiting game truly begins. Decisions can take another month or two. I've heard heartbreaking stories of students who lost scholarships because their visa didn't arrive in time, or entrepreneurs who missed out on game-changing international conferences. Sometimes there isn't even an embassy in your country, forcing you to travel across borders just to apply. This adds another layer of cost, time, and stress to an already difficult process. If you're lucky enough to get an interview, brace yourself for what can often feel like an interrogation. Many African travelers describe their visa interviews as humiliating experiences. The questions can be deeply personal, invasive, and condescending. Consular officers sometimes operate under the assumption that every applicant is a potential illegal immigrant trying to escape their home country. You're made to feel like you have to defend your very existence and prove you were not a threat, just to get a stamp in your passport for a 2-week holiday. But wait, the ordeal isn't over even if you get the visa. You arrive at your destination airport tired but excited, only to be pulled aside for extra screening. This is the reality of airport discrimination. Holding an African passport, even with a valid visa, often means you're subjected to more questioning, intense baggage searches, and sometimes even temporary detention. Stories abound of travelers being denied boarding by airlines or being deported upon arrival for no clear reason. The black passport stereotype creates a cloud of suspicion that follows you across the globe, turning the joy of travel into a source of anxiety. This inequality also hits your wallet hard. Because direct flights might require transit visas you don't have, you're often forced to take longer, more expensive connecting routes. What could be a simple 8-hour flight for someone else becomes a 20-hour journey with multiple layovers for you. These visa hurdles and logistical nightmares make international travel significantly more expensive for Africans. It reinforces a system where global mobility is a privilege reserved for the few, not a fundamental right for all. The cumulative effect of all these barriers is a tragic loss of opportunity. Think of the brilliant students who can't accept scholarships at top universities, the talented artists who can't showcase their work at international festivals, or the business owners who miss out on crucial deals that could have created jobs back home. The economic impact is huge, but the psychological toll is just as damaging. It's a constant reminder that no matter how successful or qualified you are, the passport you hold can define and limit your potential on the world stage. But amidst all this frustration, there is a glimmer of hope. Initiatives like the African Union passport and regional free movement policies, such as the one in ECOWAS, are steps in the right direction. If these programs are fully implemented, they could revolutionize intra-African travel, fostering greater unity, boosting trade, and strengthening a shared African identity. However, we can't ignore the bigger picture. True change requires a fundamental reform of the global visa system. It demands that we challenge the deep-seated biases and structural inequalities that make traveling with an African passport such a struggle. The world is for everyone to see, and it's time that journey became fair for all. Thank you so much for watching and for letting me share these important stories. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and share it to spread awareness. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that matters. See you in the next one.